Hey guys, I am Brienne and I want to thank you for being here today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you. We are here today to do a liquid eyeliner tutorial. I've had many people just mention in passing, oh, you should do a liquid eyeliner tutorial at some point. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it sometime, I'll do it sometime. But I had a girlfriend of mine actually request that I do one. She's asked if I could please do a liquid eyeliner tutorial. So Marin, this is for you. So I'm going to show you how I do my liquid eyeliner. This is just my technique. It's not the only way to do it. This is just what I do to help keep my wings as even as possible. And the technique is the same, but you can use it no matter if you're doing a thin line or if you're doing a thicker wing. The technique is just more of what I want to share with you today. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to tell you the kind of liquid liners I like. I generally like liquid liners that have the felt tip, so the felt sponge tip. That's what I've used forever. For the longest time, I was using Jordana liquid liner from Walgreens. It's super cheap and super good. I always really liked it. And then I dabbled in some others, and I have discovered this one. This is the Physicians Formula. I believe it's called the Eye Booster. Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner Plus Serum in Ultra Black. This I heard about from Taylor, I never know how to say her like handle for her channel. The Taylor, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll link her information down below, give you her name. She's great. She's also from Seattle, but she uses this liquid eyeliner and loves it. So I decided to pick it up and I love it too. And I discovered, I thought it was a felt tip, but it's not. It's actually a bunch of little bristles forming the shape of the same type of tip you'd get from the felt tip. And I love it because it's not like a loose paintbrush. The ones that it's like an actual paintbrush, a lot of people love that, but I just don't have the control. I have a lot of eyelashes and some of them are kind of crazy and up higher than others. So they totally get in the way. And when I go to do my eyeliner, it ends up running across these like rogue lashes and just smudging the liner everywhere, and it just doesn't look good or work well. So I love the felt tip or the kind of tips like this. So grab whatever eyeliner you want, whatever works for you. If you haven't used either kind before, get one of each that's maybe cheaper. Like, you can also use gel eyeliners, and the technique is the same. It's just a different application process. I'm more showing you the technique that I use to do my winged eyeliner. And again, this is not the best way to do it. This is just what I have found works for me and how I usually will do my eyeliner. So the first thing I usually do, I usually start on my right eye for whatever reason. I'm left-handed, but I will get really close to my lash line and just kind of fill in. And I usually go just about halfway, and I'll do that on both eyes. So you can see it's just a little line at the moment, just at the base of my lashes, and it's probably going to get quite a bit thicker. This is just how I start it. Again, this is just how I've always done it for years, and it's routine for me now. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. And it's okay if it's not perfect yet. We're going to fine tune it in a minute. So here is where I'm going to go ahead and do my wing. You can do your wing as thin or as thick as you want, and the angle can be whatever you wish it to be. So sometimes I will go really wide out this way to make my eyes look more elongated and stretched out. Sometimes I'll go like really steep right up this way and then back up, and it gives it a more lifted look on the outside. I am going to go a little further out than I normally do just because I have this cut crease here and I don't want to cut it off. I don't want to get too close to that. So I'm going to go out a little bit more and then back in, and then I'll do that on the other side. So I'll usually start at the corner of my eye and go outward first. just like that. And so now we're gonna connect and go back in. And I don't usually start at the very, very, very tip because sometimes I like that to be really, really fine. I'll connect it like a third of the way in from the outside. So now just fill that in. And connect this wherever you want to connect it. Sometimes I'll connect it, keep it back over here. Sometimes I connect it right in the middle, and sometimes I go all the way in. I'm gonna aim right now for about the center of the eye. And as you saw right there, I connected from this direction, but when I get to the front half of my eye, I generally will go back from the inner corner to the center that way. And if you're trying to get very, very close to the lash line, a lot of times I'll just place it really close, like with the side of the brush, and lift up and then move along and just kind of create the line that way instead of trying to drag it. Because if you have little creases or wrinkles in your eye, you'll get weird like divots, like weird little dash marks. So a lot of times I'll just place it. I'll show you what I mean here. So I literally just went up to the lash line and like placed it right in there and just rested it and lifted it right back up. Okay, now you can come back to the tail and fix anything you need to fix here. I just pulled it out a little bit more so it had a nicer end because it had like a harsher angle. I wanted it to be a softer, pointed end. Now I'm gonna go ahead and match that on the other side. The first thing I'm gonna do is just go from the outer corner of my eye and do the line out and stop and just look and see how close they are. This is always the hardest part, is trying to get them to match. Now I can tell already that I'm starting to get a little too high up on the end, so I'm gonna go back and pull it out a little further and then go up to try to help them be symmetrical. And that looks better. And don't worry about that little line that you can see there, that'll get fixed, don't you worry. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and connect that in like we did before. And then you want to just make sure that you bring that in as far as you did on the other eye. Okay, so that is pretty close. Now is where we're gonna finesse it and make sure we can get it as symmetrical as possible. You saw a minute ago how I could tell my angle was starting to get too high up. So what I did is I just went back and brought it out further where I needed it to be. But because of that, this outer bit of my liner is thicker than it is over here to kind of camouflage that line that was kind of in the way. So now I'm gonna go ahead and thicken the line on the outer side to even it out. Also, I can see that this liner goes out a little further than this one. So now I'm gonna go back over here and pull this out just a little bit further to make it match a little better. And that is basically the technique that I use to do my liquid eyeliner. From here on out, you can decide if you want to make this a little bit thicker, just go back to that outer part and just keep building it up slowly to get it to where you want it. That's especially helpful if you're gonna be wearing false lashes that have a really thick band. You're gonna wanna make your eyeliner probably come in all the way to the inner corner to help hide the band. And depending how thick the band is, you might wanna make the liner a thicker line. I'm gonna stick with this today because I think that this is a good thickness for my look. I didn't wanna get too crazy. Let me get some mascara on and I'll be right back. Another little tip is if you use a little too much lash glue and you can kind of see where, usually it's supposed to dry clear, but sometimes you can kind of see where it's extra shiny or something from the glue drying. You can take your liquid liner or your gel liner and go over that to just camouflage it a little bit. Make sure it's 100% dry so that you don't ruin the tip of your liquid liner or your brush using your gel liner, but that will help camouflage if there's any shiny parts from the lash glue. Also, if you have a problem with the inner corners of your lashes kind of popping off a little bit and not staying stuck to the inner corner of the eye, that's really normal. That happens to me a lot, actually. That can cause like a harsh little line sometimes, especially if you don't have a very thick liner. Like I don't have a very thick liner today. So if that's a problem for you and you know you're going to be wearing false lashes, go ahead and make a thicker line that goes all the way in, and that will totally camouflage that. If it pops up a little bit, no one's gonna see it at all because you'll have that black liquid eyeliner behind it, so no one will be able to tell. I hope you guys found this tutorial useful and you could understand what I was trying to explain. Again, this is just the technique that I use. You don't have to use this. This is just what I do. Basically doing a little bit on one eye and then a little bit on the other, as opposed to doing one whole eye and trying to match. For me, that works a lot better. So you don't have to do it the same steps that I do. You can totally start with the wing first and then coming in and then connecting it. But for me personally, I would do that in stages. I would draw the wing here, draw the wing there, connect it here, connect it there, adjust if necessary, fill it in. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Give me a like, give me a little thumbs up if you found this helpful. If you want a tutorial on this makeup look, let me know. And also, if you want to see how I overdrew my lips, this is actually the first time I've ever done it like this before. And I have to say, I kind of like how it looks. I like it. I'm going to be using this technique a little bit more. And if you want to see what it is, just let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. And I want to let you know that I really, really appreciate you being here. I love you guys and I genuinely appreciate all of your support. I hope to see you in the next video. And until then, take care. Bye.